The US government has mistakenly spent a lot of our tax dollars, almost $3 trillion since 2004. Yeah, that's trillion with a T. But just how much is $3 trillion? Well, it's the GDP of the entire United Kingdom, and we essentially lost it in between the couch cushions. 27 federal agencies have admitted to wasting $2.9 trillion on improper payments. That is, giving money to people or entities who shouldn't have received it in the first place. Just last year, the long list of mistakes totaled $247 billion. With how much was wasted just last year, you could pay for 5 years of US foreign aid at $50 billion per year. You could buy Twitter 5.5 times for the $44 billion sale amount. It could buy you the New York Yankees 35 times over. That's a grand slam, but you get the idea. And there have been attempts to fix the problem. In 2011, President Obama signed an executive order to reduce improper payments in federal programs. In it, he said, "The purpose of this order is to reduce improper payments by intensifying efforts to eliminate payment error, waste, fraud, and abuse in the major programs administered by the federal government, while continuing to ensure that federal programs serve and provide access to their intended beneficiaries." See, take a look at this chart. These wasteful errors did start to recede during the Obama era, but they bounced back under President Trump, and they reached a peak after President Biden's first year, $281 billion in 2021. 2022 was a bit lower, but the government wasn't counting its mistakes related to COVID aid. So really, not much has changed in a decade. So what are improper payments? Well, they're exactly what they sound like. Government agencies and programs pay out money to the wrong person in the wrong amount or for the wrong reason. It's a costly problem each and every year. And that leads to the question of what's causing improper payments. These mistakes don't just happen for one reason. There's a couple of them. The number one cause being failure to access data or info needed. In other cases, it's the result of fraud that goes unnoticed by government agencies. So while lawmakers fight over how many trillions to spend per year, every dollar blown hurts the taxpayers and fails a critical mission. It's clear that more needs to be done to cut back on improper payments. And until then, it's $474,000 lost every waking minute. For all the facts and figures, click the link and visit OpenTheBooks.com.